Happy Friday, Yarmouth. It's me, Scott LaFlamme, Yarmouth's town manager, with this week's Friday 5, where I cover 5 topics happening around Yarmouth that you may want to learn a little bit more about. Per usual, we've got a great setup for you today. We've got a lot of fun friends to talk to along the way, so sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's Friday 5. Number 1, in our effort to highlight all of our volunteer boards and committees here in Yarmouth, we're here with Jay Waterman, who chairs our Affordable Housing Committee. Jay, thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me. Appreciate being here.
Of course. So tell us a little bit more about what the committee's doing and how you got started and some of the work that you're working on.
Yeah, so the Affordable Housing Committee was started 5 years ago. The council voted to start the Affordable Housing Committee. Essentially, we are an advisory committee to the council on housing in the town of Yarmouth. So we are looking at policy issues, we're looking at the need for affordable housing, what solutions are out there to create more housing in town, and we're working on a lot of initiatives right now.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about what the housing needs are in Greater Portland and what Yarmouth's role is in that?
Sure. Well, there was, I believe it was last year, there was a statewide study that showed that the state of Maine needs 84,000 affordable housing units by 2030. In the town of Yarmouth, last year the town council approved a production goal of 431 units over the next 10 years. So we had a local consulting firm do a needs analysis, and they showed that we need 431 affordable housing units over the next 10 years.
Yeah.
So there's quite a need.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, all of this conversation happening at the Affordable Housing Committee, in addition to all of our other boards and committees, sort of wrapped up into our new comprehensive plan. And so there's some work, sort of policy work happening right now to maybe help address those needs.
Yes, exactly. The Affordable Housing Committee is involved in discussions with the Yarmouth Comprehensive Plan Committee that's looking at some potential zoning changes, looking for where we want affordable housing or all housing to be built in the town. We're looking at different zones and where we would like additional density. There are growth areas in town, so we're working with them on what's appropriate, where is appropriate for affordable housing.
That's great. So another piece of the work that you do is the town has some money designated for affordable housing and helping that to sort of happen here locally. You have an investment strategy, and that's maybe starting to work here in Yarmouth.
Yes, there is a modest fund that we have in the town of Yarmouth that can help affordable housing move forward in certain ways. It's not a lot of money, but it's a good start. And really what we're looking for is it must be projects that maintain affordability long term and leverage other funds. Most projects are looking at having multiple funding sources in their pro forma, so to speak. So bringing our money to the table as best we can sometimes fill a gap in a project.
Yeah. So speaking of projects, right behind us, there might be a project happening here pretty quickly.
Right.
Can you tell us more about that?
So one of the things that the Affordable Housing Committee asked for and pushed for, along with a local nonprofit called Yarmouth Housing Collaborative, we asked, and staff was also interested in this as well, what are the locations that the town has in terms of town land? So there were a few locations that the town looked at. Right here behind Town Hall, the sort of back parking lot behind Town Hall is a location that was quickly determined as underutilized, good potential, smart growth, walkable, near a lot of resources, near the schools, near shopping, near Town Hall. So it was identified as a great location for housing. The town worked really quickly on a request for proposals to developers, and there were 2 developers that responded. One was a clear winner, and there's a great team that's working on this affordable housing. It's going to be 18 units of rental housing. The planning board approved it a couple months ago.
January, yeah.
In January?
Yeah.
Wow, that far back.
That far back, yeah, I know.
And it recently won funding from Maine State Housing Authority under their rural rental housing program. So that really was a boost to the project, and it's moving forward.
It's an incredibly competitive process too to get that subsidy, and so it sort of shows the quality and sort of the collaborativeness that we have here in Yarmouth that made that project happen. So we're excited about that as well. So
yeah.
From what we know, that project likely break ground probably this fall based on Maine State Housing's timeline. So more to come on that, and it's exciting for us. Our first sort of town issued or town sponsored affordable housing project.
Yeah, it's wonderful that this project is moving forward. 18 units is a great start. When you do the math, we need 43 units per year for the next 10 years to meet the council's goal for affordable housing. So this is a start, and we are looking at other locations around town, whether it's town-owned land or other properties. Yeah. I'll put in a plug that we would love to hear from people in the town of Yarmouth who may have property that they are either interested in selling for affordable housing or even perhaps gifting to the town as part of their estate. To go towards affordable housing. It's really an important issue, and I will mention that it's an issue that we work with the Economic Development Advisory Committee, or EDAB. Yeah. It's an economic development issue. It's a climate issue. We're working with the Climate Advisory Board as well on issues of where to locate housing that meets our climate goals. Yeah. And what type of housing should be here, and should it be, it should be walkable and smart growth locations. Yeah. So we're trying to integrate a lot of what we're doing with other committees in town.
And that's a great example of how we're working together to make these policies sort of come to life. So Jay, thank you so much for your time, and again, thank you for the work that you do, and the rest of your committee doing really great work. And we're excited to sort of highlight and showcase some additional boards and committees in upcoming Friday 5. So.
One quick plug.
Yes, of course.
There are 9 committee members. We actually have 1 vacancy. So we're actually looking for one more person to join the Yarmouth Affordable Housing Committee. If you have an interest, and we would love to have you, so contact the town and join us.
Worthwhile plug, Jay. Thanks again for joining us.
All right.
We're on to item number 2. Number 2, we're back doing our local business spotlight, and I'm here with Tony from Magno Terra. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
it smells amazing.
Thank you.
We often try to hit up our local restaurants because they added snacks after the fact, but we're especially excited to have you here. This is one of my local hangouts for breakfast and lunch. See a lot of friends here. Leslie Hyde, I know you're a big fan too. Quick shout out.
Leslie, yes.
So anyways, tell us a little bit more about Magno Terra, how you got into the space, and a little bit about the business.
Yeah, so my journey started during the pandemic, shortly into the pandemic, and I saw an opportunity to cook meals, give people a break from the constant meal making, right? We were all in our homes doing every meal, every snack, all of that, and I had been in the food industry for years. And I just saw an opportunity to say, hey, this is my now or never moment where I have something to offer. So I started making meals and sort of delivering anywhere and everywhere to see where people wanted those meals. So my first order was 3 orders, then we went to 13 orders, then 17 orders, and then from there. And so what I found was, yes, people definitely enjoy a home-style cooked meal that's a little bit elevated, that they don't have to cook. And so from there, I found Fork Food Lab. Fork Food Lab is this awesome organization that allows entrepreneurs such as myself to get started with their small business without the startup costs of a brand new restaurant and things like that. So they were instrumental in giving me that space where I could try out new things. And so my menu there, what I was doing was meals, but then I would have other things available like deli salads, sandwiches, grill your own paninis at home, baked goods, all of that. And so that business was going really well. And then from my understanding, Garmin and even the town of Yarmouth, I believe, was part of it as well.
We were involved with this as well,
we're talking about having a cafe space inside their building, right next to Eartha.
Yeah.
And because I had been really vocal about sort of my vision of growth and where I wanted to take my business, I was sort of in the right place at the right time with a model plan to grow. Right. So that brought us into this space. Yeah. So the adjustment from the meals to this, while it was challenging and certainly a big adjustment, it was also very natural, right? Yeah. So I was able to kind of expand those options, and now we're here.
Yeah, I'm glad you bring that up, because this was kind of like, we're coming full circle from the town too, because we were working with Bill Soretta, who's a Yarmouth resident who runs Fork Food Lab, and we were working with the owners of the building and Garmin as they were trying to expand their footprint here in Yarmouth about the need for sort of a cafe space, and this used to be the old MAP store, and it was sort of underutilized, and so we're looking for a food option, and so we worked with Bill and said, you got to talk with Tony. Tony's the best. So you built out this whole big, unbelievable space, new brand new kitchen, and you're slinging some fantastic and tasty sandwiches, soups, and baked goods.
Yep. So we now offer everything the cafe has, but plus we still do that original meal program where I started at home, which is really cool. We could skip that. Yeah. Anyway, so I did want to tell you a little bit about Magno Terra, the name and the inspiration. Yeah. So as I was thinking about, I was formerly chef at Tony, using that as, my personal chef business card, and that was where the meal business, that was the name of it and how it started. Well, moving into a cafe space, it wasn't really about me, right? The story starts with me, but it was about being able to have a space where we could employ people and serve the community, right? So I was able to keep a little bit of that piece of me, which is my last name, Magno. But what happened was I was sitting around the fire thinking about what could this place be named, and so my Italian heritage is really important to me, right? I don't speak Italian, I don't, I'm Italian American, but I just started to think about what would work in this space, but what would also work if we grew, like this space and beyond as well. Right. So Magno actually means great in Italian, and Terra means earth. So Great Earth Cafe, it's sort of tied in with Eartha. That's here, but it also really just works with what we offer. Great Earth, fresh foods. We're really about connecting, and I believe that to my core. Yeah. So that name in itself, we are really fortunate to, live on this planet that provides great sustenance in so many ways, and I have the advantage of preparing things in a fun way for people that brings people together.
That's amazing. Thanks for that. I've often wondered what the name came from. Figured it was because of your neighbor next to your Eartha. So talking a little bit about that, one of the challenges of this space. So we're inside the DeLorme building. Garmin is upstairs. We've got a handful of other businesses here in this building, but it's a little bit off. Although it's right on Route 1, it's maybe sort of off the beaten path a little bit. Have you seen sort of your customer base grow as the word is out that you're here? Yes.
So what was really cool is right away the community was a little concerned, not in a way, just in like they wanted people to know we were here. So what we actually did was we sort of leaned into the fact of being sort of a hidden gem. So when people do find us, what we do is we really spend those few moments. We try to pick out the newbies, so to speak, and say hello, let them know what we are, how often we're open. So our form of marketing is really that personal interaction that we're having with the customers. So it was challenging in the beginning because we were brand new, but I did have a lot of support. I'm from Portland, Maine. I'm a Mainer. So I was connected with the community in a lot of ways. So that really helped the transition into here, and we have seen growth. That's amazing. We serve Garmin, but we serve the public, and we rely on the public too. So we have seen growth, and it's working.
So hopefully the secret's out after this. We can get a few more folks in here.
Yes, please.
So tell us a little, sort of wrap up. You've got some catering options too, in addition to the food that you provide here and your subscription model. Tell us a little bit more about if folks need to have an event catered.
Sure. So we have a catering menu available online. We have a website, magnoterra.com, where you can see a menu for easy pickup or drop-off catering. Beyond that, if you're not seeing sort of what you like and you want something a little bit more tailored to your event, then you just reach out to us and we customize whatever you want. We can do events as small as 8 people up to 300 people.
Wow. It's amazing. So cool. Yeah. Well, those cookies are calling my name. Tony, thanks again for joining us. And if you haven't checked out Magno Terra, come on by. It's delicious. And we thank you for taking part this week.
Thanks, Scott.
Cool.
Nice to see you.
All right, we're on to the next item. Number 3. During the town council's meeting last Thursday, they held their second of 2 public hearings for the FY26 budget. And during that meeting, they advanced those totals on to the town meeting, which is going to be on Tuesday, June 3rd at 7 o'clock p.m. in the Yarmouth Performing Arts Center at Yarmouth High School. So we hope to see you there. During that time, voters will have an opportunity to review all of those budget warrant articles. They'll also have an opportunity to learn who the 2025 Latchstring Award winner is. So exciting stuff. So we hope to see you there. To learn more about the FY26 budget and details on the annual town meeting, check out Yarmouth Town's website. Number 4, just like last week, it is still National Bike Month, and I'm here with my very special bike correspondent, Julie Dubofsky, to talk about an upcoming event that everybody loves and has shown up to in full force. So can you tell us more about it here, Julie?
Sure. Thanks, Scott. So I'm super excited here because we are interviewing the force behind the Bike Swap and Bike Fair, which is just growing and growing. And I'm so excited to be with Bike Ped Committee this weekend as well. So hoping, Mike, Allison, can you tell us a bit more about it? How long has it been happening? Why did you start it? Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. The Bike Swap's been going on for a few years now in Yarmouth. I think it's at least a couple decades. It's turning into a little bit of a tradition here. We are probably one of the smaller bike swaps in the area, but we're gaining ground, so it's a lot of fun, a lot of engagement from the community. So on Friday, the basic process is on Friday, anybody who's interested in selling a used or even a new bike or any bike equipment should come by between 5:30 and 8 o'clock. We essentially will consign your inventory, your bike or equipment. Then on 9 o'clock, we usually have a line out the door here in Row. Tons of people super interested on trying to find that bike for the new season. And we'll be open from 9 to 12, and you can purchase that bike. The tradition has typically been this is ultimately a fundraiser for the PTO here in Yarmouth. 75% of the sale price goes to the owner of the bike or equipment, and then PTO receives 25% to raise some money for student enrichment, and then any used inventory goes back to the bike owner. I think that's all I have.
That's great. And Allison, can you tell us what's happening inside? What's going to be out? What's the layout that people should expect?
Sure, of course. Thanks so much for having us today. The bike fair is something that's been new in the last couple of years, and it's an opportunity to engage the community in some education, some safety tips, as well as some fun things. There's going to be a bike bedazzling station, and some other decorations that you can bring your ride, bring your wheelchair, bring your bike, bring your scooter, trike, whatever it is, come down and decorate it. If the weather holds, fingers crossed, they will have the opportunity to have a bonus outdoor bike rodeo put on by the Bicycle Coalition of Maine. There will be a sectioned off area with traffic signs, intersections, and just an opportunity to practice safe riding in two-way traffic. And that is in part to prepare for Ride Your Bike to School Day next week, May 14th. So we're really excited about that. One of the other wonderful things we're going to have for an educational piece is the wonderful Betsy Sear, who's on the board of Maine Trikers and from I Can Bike. We'll be there talking to people about how to adapt different kinds of bikes or trikes for riders with special needs. So the event is open to the public. Everybody can come. We really hope that anybody who might need tips for that kind of thing, we want to get, Yarmouth is such a bike-centric community. We want to get as many people out there as possible. So we hope you'll come out and learn what you can. Oh, there's also going to be bike mechanics. Displays, sort of examples, how you can tighten your brakes, what kind of tools you might like to have around.
Learning how to do it yourself, yeah.
Yes,
Get
exactly.
all greasy, all that good
Yep.
stuff.
So yeah, even if you're not picking up a new bike, which obviously we hope you will, but everyone's welcome to come down and check it out.
That's awesome. And so I was curious, what made you guys start doing this? I mean, it's just, I don't know, just curious, background.
I would say, I think there's a second reason why this has been going on for the years. It's before Allison and I really got involved. Beyond the ultimate fundraising opportunity for the PTO, it's also an opportunity to recycle the bikes, get the bikes recycled through the community. Kids get a bike, they outgrow the bike ends up in the garage. It can be sold here at a reasonable price, affordable price for people with also younger kids to get those bikes again. I would say that community recycling, I'm calling it recycling process, is really something that's been important.
Ties it
over
right
years.
into the climate action plan,
Yeah.
I believe. Sure, and the comprehensive plan. So Bike Ped Committee will be there to hand out our new townwide trail maps, and we're also working with all the schools in Yarmouth to kind of learn more about how kids do bike to school. What are the gaps in the system? What could be better? What do they love? And of course, bike parking. So stay tuned for more, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you.
Sure,
Happy
thank you.
wheels.
Thanks.
Number 5, like over the last few weeks, we're going to wrap up this week's Friday 5 with a quick forecast of what's on the town council's agenda next Thursday. So last night they had an opportunity to talk with our local development corporation about strategies moving forward for economic development. Next Thursday is their voting meeting. So they'll be meeting in the log cabin at 7 o'clock p.m. and it's sort of the most fun meeting that we have of the year, because there we will be, or the town council will be sharing the 2025 Latchstring Award winner, and they'll also be identifying the person who's going to be receiving the 2025 Spirit of America Award. So we're excited about that. They'll also hear a presentation from the Yarmouth Climate Action Board on a climate superfund resolution that they're proposing to join other communities in the state of Maine, provide support for that type of concept. So anyways, next Thursday, voting meeting, which means the following 2 weeks we'll be off, and we'll see everybody at town meeting on June 3rd. So thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next week.